President Biden reacting to the critical midterm election here in the U.S. Correspondents asking their 7 or 8 questions apiece there. The president making news here and talking about.
We'll do another hour a little later.
See, he's joking there that I'll do more questions later, but as he leaves the podium, the news made there moments ago. First, right out of the gate, saying Democrats had a strong night. We lost fewer seats in the House than a Democratic president for the first midterm election in the last 40 years. Was quick to point out that they bucked the trend. They did not see a red wave, as had been predicted, though control of Congress, both the House and the Senate, were unable to project still at this hour. He said, I am ready to work with Republicans across the aisle, Republican leaders. And he also said the split decision that we saw across America last night is also an indicator that voters in this country expect Republicans to also work with President Biden. The other major headline, he was pressed a couple of different ways. Is he going to run for president in 2024? He said that that is his intention. He repeated what he had told me some time ago, that he's also a respecter of faith, but it is his intention to run, that he and his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, over the holidays, he hopes to have some time together to talk as a family, but that he believes the family also wants him to run. I want to bring in our chief White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega. Clearly, the president pleased. He said that the loss of any Democratic seat in the House or the Senate is painful, but it's certainly not what history prepared them for going into last night.
I think you could see in his demeanor there, I think you could see in his step when he walked out of those doors that he's in a good mood and interpreting these results as if this is something that's going to come back and benefit him and his party in a major way. But look, politically, this is a really delicate dance for this president today. He feels good about the results, but he can't come out there and take a victory lap. I think he walked a really fine line there. He says he's going to invite Republican leadership to the White House for a sit-down face-to-face. That's going to be the first time in, I think, over a year at least. If not, I can't remember the last time leadership was at the White House in this administration. But, you know, David, I just want to circle back to a couple of things that he said. He says he wants to work with Republicans. He knows this is going to be an uphill challenge, but he is hinting at a fight to come. He is pushing back on their plan to cut taxes should they take the House. He is pushing back on a proposal to cut Social Security. He says that is not going to happen under his watch. He is going to veto that. He says that he is still pushing for an assault weapons ban. That is a non-starter with Republicans. So we are looking at some big political battles ahead. But really, you saw him feeling very good about those results from overnight.
We know from many of you, your local news is standing by. Just one more quick question here from John Carl. I'm grateful both of you are still here. We've been here all night and all day today. John, I want to come to you. He was asked, what do you know about the Republican leader, Kevin McCarthy, who could very well become Speaker of the House? He said he's a Republican leader.
Yeah, there really isn't much of a relationship there. They've only spoken a handful of times since Biden's become president. There is virtually no relationship. They'll be starting from scratch.
And on this potential that former President Trump might or might not announce next week that he's running for president, President Biden was asked who's the tougher candidate for President Biden, Ron DeSantis, who had a decisive win in Florida last night, or Donald Trump. He said it'll be fun to watch the two of them duke it out.
Yeah, and he made it very clear that he wasn't going to let his decision be driven by whatever either one of them decides. But that was a good answer, because that will be one heck of a showdown, Trump-DeSantis.
Perhaps a fight before the fight between the two parties. All right, John Carl, Cecilia Vega, the best team in politics, and we'll have a complete report coming up on ABC's World News Tonight. Of course, Rick Klein standing by at the big board with all those key Senate races tonight. We'll have some new data coming in. They're all still too close to call in those 3 states, and we'll go through them one by one. For many of you, as I mentioned, your local news teams standing by, and I'll see you shortly with the entire team here for World News Tonight. Until then, good day.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.